Hey everyone, welcome back to Work Life Harmony. I have an amazing guest for you guys here today. My dear friend Erin, who's going to tell you guys all about herself. This is actually take two of recording this podcast because we had some technical issues and all of that. But the good news is we're going to do this one a lot more concise because I am not going to talk quite so much. So quick background on how I met Erin, and then I'm going to let her take it away. So life has a funny way of making sure that if there's somebody you're supposed to know, you're going to know them. So we grew up in the same town, did not know each other. And I say grew up loosely because I moved a lot, but then we were in the same high school and did not know each other at all. Then we went to the same college. Never did our paths cross, although I probably watched you play soccer, Erin. And then later in life at a work environment, we found ourselves working at the same company. And that is when we got to know each other and then realized we had all these past connections, which is absolutely crazy. But Erin, why don't you jump in and tell everyone about yourself?
Yeah, sure. Like Megan said, I did play soccer at William & Mary.
Go Tribe.
Go Tribe. I've always been an athlete, always been interested in health, fitness, movement, nutrition, well-being, but it took me sort of almost a full decade in corporate America to realize that I was in the wrong line of work. So
took me 20 some years to find that. Yeah.
So I like to say I dropped out of corporate America and I became a personal trainer, yoga certification, Pilates, all the things, and did that for a while. And then when I had my twins 13 years ago, almost 13 years ago, I got I got really curious about nutrition. I kind of thought, like I'm polluted, but maybe they don't have to be. How can I not jack them up? So I went back to school for holistic health and nutrition. And while I still love the movement and exercise piece, and I still teach yoga, I really became curious about food and what we're putting in our bodies, what we're consuming. And that's more than just food, right? It's also friendships, environment, what we're listening to, what we're filling our brains with. So all those things come into play, but I got curious about how what we're consuming can either, promote health or the opposite, detract from health. So that's how I evolved into what I'm doing now, which is a lot of holistic health and nutrition coaching. Like I said, I still teach yoga and I'm working with my daughter's soccer club and doing a lot of nutrition and yoga and mindset with the U15 crew. So that's been really fun as well.
Such important work. I love, I follow Erin obviously on Instagram, and I love seeing when you share pictures of doing that work with your daughter's soccer team.
I love it. It's my favorite part of the week for sure. So I just think it's such a gift. And what I didn't have growing up as an athlete was nutrition. Like we would finish a 3-hour practice and we'd go to the calf at school and the food was terrible. So we would just hit up the cereal bar and I'd have 5 bowls of Captain Crunch. That is not
ice cream on top. Yeah. That's what I did. Yeah.
So I didn't have that piece and I didn't have the yoga piece, both from a recovery standpoint, just from injury prevention and better recovery, but also that mindset piece and learning to calm your central nervous system and manage stress and manage anxiety, not just on the field, but in the classroom and in life as well. So I think it's an important piece that was missing for me as a young athlete. So I love being able to do it with the kids now.
It's so important now. And I bet many of you guys listening are probably going, so what does this have to do with all things like time management, organization, productivity? Well, I'm going to tell you exactly what. So I've shared previously, and Erin has honestly shared, you struggle with this as well, a little bit of being kind of that all or nothing personality on any time I'm embarking in something new. And I know this about myself, and I know a lot of women struggle with this, which is why, I break down when I'm trying to help people with time management, very small things. Like you don't have to throw everything out, but I find when it comes to healthier lifestyle, nutrition, health, I tend to swing that pendulum. It's like, okay, let's, throw everything out of the pantry, and starting tomorrow, I am going to get my own chickens to have my own eggs and grow my own vegetables and,
Snack on twigs and berries.
Yeah, exactly. And that, it goes great for a couple days. And then as you pointed out before, like, not only do I hate me, but everyone around me hates me because I'm not being a very fun person. And Erin has been you've always been that person I can come back to say, just what can I do that's real, that's easy? Where can I get small wins that I can be consistent with, that can over time really add a lot of value? And last summer, I had the pleasure of spending a couple days at your house out in Colorado. And I will say, watching all that you do is so inspiring to me. Like, I strive, I'm always like, how can I bring a little bit more Erin into my life when it comes to just less toxins, just more mindful of what I'm thinking, what I'm eating, what I'm wearing, all of it. But it also does not, I didn't feel one bit restricted the entire time I was at your house. And
Good.
seeing that made me realize, okay, I can embrace a lot more of this. So I have been slowly chipping away, and Erin has been supporting me in that, on what are some easy things that I can do that I can bring into my life where it doesn't have to be this all or nothing. And particularly, the holidays are a coming. And actually, by the time we're listening to this, we just had Thanksgiving. So we're already in I just gorged on Thanksgiving. And so I know I fall into the trap of, I'll just wait till January, right? Let's just ride out the month of December. So I asked Erin if she could come on and share some tips on what are some quick wins, some things that we can really embrace now, today, to improve the remainder of the year and set us up for success at the beginning of next year, and still enjoy the holidays while we're doing it.
Yeah, right on. So I came up with my top 10 healthy holiday tips. Do one, do all of them. They're not hard. They're really easy. We'll talk about each of them. But yeah, the average, American is going to gain 8 pounds between now and New Year's. And it's never about the weight, right? I don't focus on weight loss or a number on a scale, but that is an indication, if you're putting on that much weight over a short period of time, that your lifestyle habits are not where they need to be. And so you're probably low energy. You probably don't feel great. And that's ultimately what it's all about, especially for women. We're doing it all, right? We're still doing all the things for all the people. And if you're not taking care of yourself, you can't do it well, right? Or you start resenting the things that you're doing. So these are just 10 super quick, easy things that we can all do. So number one, it's so obvious, but drink water, and drink more of it. So it's still, it's not even 9 o'clock here in Denver. So it's still early in the morning. I've already had 2 glasses of water, because I keep a glass of water by my bed. So I take it up with me at night at the nightstand, and then I slam it pretty much first thing. And then I have another when I come downstairs. Now, I do like to squeeze half a lemon in a water in the morning. It just helps with a little extra boost of vitamin C, helps with sort of natural detoxification, helps stimulate elimination, all things that are good to get your body going. Totally optional, but I do like to squeeze a fresh lemon if I have it. And if not, water.
Still drink the water.
If you, just drink the water. You have not had anything to drink for at least 8 hours, right? Most of us longer, because we stop drinking before bed, hopefully, so we don't have to pee in the middle of the night before we get up in the morning. So it's been 10 hours, probably easily, since you've had anything to drink. You're dehydrated. So drink the glass of water. And then and people are like, but what about coffee? I love me my coffee, but I have my water to hydrate. And then I have my green drink, and we'll get into that, because I love to flood my cells with vitamins, minerals, antioxidants. So I just do a lazy man's version of juicing. And then I have my coffee. So I've hydrated my body. I've given my cells some actual nutrition, so that then when the coffee hits, it's not quite like getting shot out of a cannon, right? But the first thing you're doing is like pouring, gasoline on your adrenals, and that's how your stress response. So if you're doing that first thing before you've, given your body some hydration and some nutrition, it's going to react a lot differently than if you then choose your coffee versus your coffee choosing you. So just drink water. And the other tip on water is, look, I love adult beverages. You can see by my robust little wine glass collection back here. Alternate a glass of water at parties between each alcoholic beverage. You'll be thanking me in the morning, I promise, because you'll be less dehydrated. You'll be a little less hungover. You will have had some hydration. It will also slow down how many alcoholic beverages you're having, right? So water, 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 start drinking more water. That's
And it's
number one.
free. So that's easy.
It doesn't cost anything. Number two, also
Maybe
free.
1 minute of your life.
Yeah. So super fast, easy. We're just on to easy things we can do, right? Number two is don't skip meals. People do this all the time. I see it all the time in my coaching practice where they think, oh, I've got this great party and I know Megan's a fantastic cook. So I'm gonna eat all the things when I go to her house. So I know what I'll do. I won't have breakfast. I won't have lunch.
Yeah.
And then I can save up all my calories for the party or the dinner. It never works. You're starving. Your cortisol levels dip, you're hungry, you're hangry. It's a whole thing. And then you can't make a sane decision about what you want to have, right? So don't skip meals. I would say maybe make them a little veg friendly, like load up your plate with veggies. I'll give an example that if I were going to a party and I knew I wanted to splurge a little bit, my lunch, instead of having a chicken sandwich, maybe I'm having that grilled chicken or chicken salad on a big bed of greens, right? So maybe I'll skip the bread, knowing that I maybe want to have one of your famous sugar cookies or something like that at the party. So don't skip meals, but you can make smarter decisions around those meals. If you know that you are going to a party and it's going to be a little bit heavier fare, keep your breakfast, keep your lunch light, have a small healthy snack before you go so that you're not ravenous, so that you can enjoy all the treats without gorging on them and then feeling sick because you went from completely empty to overstuffed and then you're tired and lethargic and you don't feel good, right?
Yep.
So don't skip meals, just make them a little bit smarter, a little bit lighter, a little bit healthier before you're going to an event. Okay. So number three, sorry, I have a little frog in my throat this morning. This is what happens when you make me do these in the morning. Okay. I'm better in the evening, folks. Anyway, number three, bring a healthy side. I always bring something to a party because then I know that there is something healthy that I can eat. Mm-hmm. So, I'm a little lactose intolerant. So if I'm going to a fondue party and I don't bring something, that's not going to end well for me. So I'm going to bring a big salad, a big fall salad. And there's so many great recipes for,
good.
Yeah. So I always bring usually some sort of festive salad. And Cookie and Kate is a website I love. And I've got her cookbook also. She's got great recipes for salads and they always turn out great. And people always rave about them when I bring them. So bring something, bring something healthy that you can share. And then if there's no other healthy options at the party, you can load up your plate with the healthy thing that you brought and then try a little bit of everything else instead of loading your plate with the rich foods that are tougher to digest. So bring a healthy side is number three. It's easy. It doesn't have to be complicated, at a minimum, a little veggie tray, right? So bring something healthy that you can enjoy and you can share. And I'm sure you're going to have friends that, like me, at least, that are thankful that you brought the healthy thing to share. So that's number three. Number four, choose homemade over processed. So our bodies definitely respond differently with artificial ingredients versus whole real food ingredients. So again, this is your cookie example. I love Megan's sugar cookies. They're fantastic and I will never turn one down, but maybe the highly processed mint Oreo cookie next to her sugar cookie, I'm going to say no to because it's a bunch of ingredients I can't pronounce. I don't know. And then chances are if I can't pronounce them, my body doesn't know what to do with them. It's just, just a ton of chemicals that your body doesn't need, can't process. So I say choose homemade.
Point because I feel like I know I'll fall in this trap of, I can't have any cookies. I can't have any muffins. It's about the food, not the ingredients. And then I get reminded because I'll see what you're cooking because you always share pictures of your goodies. I'm like, well, Erin's eating a muffin for breakfast, but yeah, the difference is you pronounced everything that you put in them.
Right.
And so therefore your body is okay with that. And so I've leaned back into doing some of that, which I'd completely fallen off of. And I'm like, okay, no, my body can handle muffins, just not the crappy ones at the store that I bought.
Right.
So
and there's a big
eye-opener.
difference between organic sugar and high fructose corn syrup, right? So I just say, I don't want anyone to go through the holidays and feel restricted, like they didn't enjoy it, right? It's once a year and it's a lot of seasonal favorites that we don't have any other time of the year. So I want you to enjoy it, and there's room to enjoy it and still feel healthy and vibrant, but choose real ingredients, whole, real food over processed food like food.
Yeah.
So pick the real stuff, and you'll find you're probably satisfied on a lot less, right? Like one of your cookies, totally enjoyable, and I'm probably good to go with one, but of the processed stuff,
I'm going to need a couple, but I'll let you.
I'm going to need a couple. Yeah. Fair. So that's number 4, is just, if you can, choose the real deal over the fake and processed. It's tastes better and it's more enjoyable anyway. And then number 5 is slow down. So often, especially as moms, we're like one-armed paper hangers, right? We're doing all the things. You're still, trying to respond to work emails, you're cooking something, you're packing lunches, you're, thinking about the party and you're prepping for that. I mean, you've got 1,000 things that you're doing. So we are notorious for just like taking bites of food, especially off our kids' plates, where we're not paying attention to it. And here's the thing, you deserve all the good things in life. So if you want the pancake, the waffle, stop eating the scraps off your kid's plate, make yourself a waffle, sit down, enjoy it, savor it, treat yourself, but make it intentional, right? Make it intentional. Choose the thing that you want. You'll get so much more enjoyment out of it. And you'll actually taste the food. If you're just eating on the go, eating in your car, all these things that we do to save time, really end up hurting our health in the long run, because half the time, if I do that, I don't even remember that I had the cookie, the muffin, the thing. So then I'm having another and another, where again, I'm usually happy with one, but I have to make the conscious choice to sit down, pause. Only takes 5 minutes, to eat a small meal or a small treat, but sit, enjoy it, and then get up and move on and answer your emails. Now, I don't mean you can't do anything and you have to sit in isolation. Certainly, if a podcast is soothing and brings you joy, turn on your podcast, sit down, take that 5 or 10 minutes for yourself, but slow down, chew your food, pay attention to what you're eating, and then pay attention to how your body feels, because then it makes it a lot easier to make the healthy choice, because you go, oh, when I ate that, I felt sluggish and lethargic and kind of grumpy. Oh, maybe that's not a good, there's a big food mood connection, right? So maybe that's not a great thing for me. Oh, I ate this, but savored it and took my time, and I still felt light and energetic and happy. Great. So slow down, pay attention to what you're doing. Number 6, easy, just add more veggies. So this time of year, I'm always adding more veggies to my plate, right? So I never feel restricted because I eat everything I want to eat. I just don't eat all of it, if that makes sense. So 70% of my plate is greens, whether it's a big salad, a little avocado, I'm adding something fresh to my plate. Even if it's eggs in the morning, maybe I'm going to saute some spinach or slice some tomatoes, right? I'm always adding something fresh that has fiber, that keeps you fuller longer. And right, anything that's fresh still has all the enzymes intact in the fruit and veg, and that just helps your body digest it better because it's got all the live enzymes still in it. So add more veggies to your plate and always try to add something fresh. And you can tell everybody what your takeaway was from staying with me.
Well, I loved how, and like whenever we were just fixing a little something to eat, everything went on a bed of greens. And
just a way to sneak in more nutrition.
Well, and I love that, but
I know more time.
Person who, for me, it was like, well, I'm sure no one can relate to buying the bag of the organic greens that then you bring home and then 2 weeks later you're throwing them away because you never opened them up. I always felt like it had to be a big thing. Oh, well, if I'm not making this big, gorgeous salad, that I'm not going to open it. And to just realize now, I mean, almost every meal except like unless I'm having a muffin, I'm not going to put my muffin on a bed of greens in the morning. But now for my lunches, at least probably 90% of the time now, I am grabbing a big handful of those organic baby greens, and it's going either, on the avocado toast underneath the avocado, it's going underneath the protein that I'm having. And I am now actually running out of my greens and needing to go get another bag because it's empty, not because it got thrown away.
It's such an easy thing to do, right? I do a big handful of spinach in the kids' smoothie every morning. It's just an easy way to add more greens. At the end of the day, more green food is the answer. Like it's, more green food. I even the other day challenged myself. I'm like, well, let me give it a shot. It was cold and I was craving, like my dream decadent treat is grilled cheese and tomato soup. And my shop down the street had homemade tomato soup that was so good. So I did just a half of a grilled cheese sandwich and I threw greens in there. It was delicious. Yeah, it's so easy. So, and you can, for sure, those of you with little kids, you can definitely sneak it into things like you can saute some greens and puree it into your tomato sauce if you're doing spaghetti. And there's lots of ways to sneak it in, but I just find the easiest for myself is just to kind of chuck it in a bowl and whatever, even if I'm reheating stir fry from the night before, just everything right on the little bed of greens. So add more veggies. Number 7, move more. Just move more. And it doesn't have to be a big thing. This is where all of us get in that trap of all or nothing. And we're like, well, I can't run a 10K today, so there's no point in doing anything. Just move more, walk the dog, see if you can park further away, walk. What of your errands could you do walking or biking? Just try to get more movement in. And it doesn't have to be big, long bouts of it. Can you find time to do 3 10-minute walks? That's 30 minutes of exercise if you don't have 30 minutes all at once, right?
Like I'll find, anyone who lives in a multi-level house like I do, you start to do the pile up on the stairs, right? Oh, I'll put all this here for the next time I go upstairs. Now, if there's something that needs to be taken upstairs, I do it in the minute, like right then and there, so that I'm just getting 10 extra up and down on my stairs during the day.
Which is perfect,
That's good.
Yeah.
But this one's been a hard one for me to embrace because when I met Erin, I was kind of starting my very first step into becoming healthy. I was not, and trained for the Marine Corps Marathon back in 2000. And Erin was the one who got me through the last 6 miles. She jumped on the course and cheered me on. I will be sharing a picture of it because it's one of my all-time favorites. But it was very much of this. If I'm not training for a marathon, if I'm not training for a triathlon,
I'll sit on the couch.
Exactly. And why we get in this place of if it can't be everything, then it's nothing, with everything health related. And I know I'm not the only one that struggles with this, but it's definitely been a hard road for me because I just can't, my body can't do what it used to do. I don't have the available time I did. But even this morning, it was 2.5 mile run, which years ago I would have been like, what's the point? Like that's your warm up. But my mental shift for my entire day, because I'm going to tell you this morning wasn't pretty over here. By the end of that 2.5 mile run, like all was right with the world again. Yeah. And to recognize sometimes that's all you need, right?
Yeah. The fresh air, the movement, the little endorphin boost you get. So just move more. And there's so many great online apps now with, I mean, just Google anything you're into. I really love the Peloton app, and you don't have to have a Peloton tread or bike to use it. But you can search, they've got yoga, they've got bar, they've got Pilates, they've got strength training, they've got all the things. And that's what's great is you can search either by instructor, class type, or time. So you only have 10 minutes, great. Do a 10-minute flow. You got 15, you got 20, great. Do that. So I'm a big believer in just a little bit of movement is better than nothing. What do I always say, Megan? I say, do anything but nothing. Do anything but nothing. I mean, it doesn't matter what it is. Do 20 squats while you're stirring the pasta sauce for dinner. Do anything but nothing, and your body will start to crave more movement, and is how you get in the habit of moving daily. So move your body, strive to do something every day during the holidays, and it'll help you manage stress. It'll help with weight maintenance and the rest of it, but mostly just like your mood and overall health will improve. Number 8, sleep. It's usually the first thing to go when we're busy. Look, when you don't sleep, all of the hormones that regulate your appetite get jacked up. So it's not a matter of willpower. You can't, your willpower is not stronger than what is happening hormonally in your body. So you need sleep to balance your appetite hormones. You need sleep to function properly, really. So sleep, like try to stick to your sleep schedule as much as you can. Your same kind of go to bed, wake up. And look, if you need to take a 15-minute nap, great. See if you can carve it out. Like if you have had a party or an event that has kept you, out late or off your sleep schedule, it's okay to just power down. Like think of it as like an extra long shavasana at the end of yoga. You're just going to like reset your central nervous system, calm your stress hormones, and you'll be better able to make healthier decisions around food, movement, water, booze, all the things. So you've got to sleep. And I know that nobody wants to, but you got to.
I want to. Sleep's my jam.
And that's where me too, but it's the first thing that people try to cut out in order to get more done.
Yeah.
And that's where you can come in and show them they don't need to do that.
Don't do that.
But number 9 is a big one that Megan mentioned. It's the ditching the all or nothing mentality. And if you don't believe me that small things like adding water, getting 20 minutes of extra sleep, moving for 15 minutes, if you don't think those things matter, go get yourself the compound effect or slight edge or both of them. And the slight edge I love by Jeff Olson, because it's basically saying that every decision you make, it doesn't matter how small it is, right? It's that decision to watch one more episode of your favorite show or turn out the light and go to bed or to drink that glass of water or not. So every decision, no matter how small, is either taking you closer to your goals or further away from them.
Yeah.
And so when you think about that these small decisions that you think don't matter and I'll just wait until New Year's, well, what if you've had a glass of water every day, every morning that you woke up for the last 6 weeks, and you've made a commitment to move for 30 minutes, even if you have to break that up? All of that will compound, right? And be getting you closer to your goals versus if you decide to just like, Jesus take the wheel and go, whatever.
Wait till whatever.
New Year's. You then have to backtrack, right? And just make up all this time to even get back to where you are today. So start thinking about each decision is taking you closer to your goals or further away from your goals, and where and who do you want to be in 2022. So start making these small changes now. And then, we can talk about bigger changes come the new year when you have more time maybe to focus on yourself. But I would say start making some of these incremental changes now, and you'll be surprised at how you feel and where you are in 6 weeks. And if you don't believe me, get the books. And number 10, it's kind of my secret sauce for everything. I think everybody should add a green drink. It should be organic. It should be non-GMO. It should be live, raw, dehydrated, so that you basically are getting all the benefits of juicing, all the live enzymes, the vitamins, minerals, antioxidants that your cells need to thrive. You're getting all of that without the spike in blood sugar, because juices tend to be high. I mean, unless you're doing a true just all green juice, then good on you. If you've got your little garden and your fridge stocked top to bottom with greens and you have time to juice every morning, I do not. I am making lunches and breakfast and getting people out the door by 7 to start middle school at 7:20. So I don't have a lot of time. I slam my water and then I actually take my green drink on the road and I drink it on my drive to and from school. And it's just a scoop with water ice. I shake it, drop a straw in it, and out the door I go. And that way, again, I'm flooding my body with the vitamins, minerals, antioxidants. It needs to be healthy. And I'm also bridging the gap between what I think I should be eating and hope I'm eating and what I'm actually eating, especially
Now,
this time of year.
Because I get overwhelmed when I look at all the options. Do you have one that you recommend?
I have a couple that I like, and I have one in particular that I personally use. And I have a $50 off coupon code for all of your listeners if they want to try it. It's my favorite one. I've been using this one for about 5 years. Like I said, there are a couple other decent ones on the market, but like you said, it is overwhelming and you have to know what to look for. And essentially, like anything I say, you need to be able to pronounce the ingredients, and you want to see things like organic spirulina, organic wheatgrass, and you want it to be live, raw, and dehydrated so that when you mix it with water, it essentially activates the enzymes, and you're getting all that good nutrition. It's just an easy way to bridge the gap. The other thing I would say, it's very beneficial for women who tend to get that dip in energy around 3 p.m. if you're one of those. And that's typically when we go for caffeine, because we're like, oh, we need a boost. So let me get that cup of coffee or that tea. And if you're doing that at 3, it will affect your sleep. It just does. Or you're reaching for sugar or carbs for that quick energy. So in those instances, a green drink is a really powerful tool because you give your body all the nutrition it needs. So it goes, oh yeah, we're good. And I find that when your body is getting all the nutrition it needs, not calories, right, but actual nutrition, then your cravings for unhealthy food goes down, and it makes it much easier again to choose. I choose the cookie. It's not choosing me because, you know, I'm hormonally unbalanced, because I haven't eaten for a long period of time and my blood sugar's dropping, and then all bets are off, right? You'll knock over a small child to get to that cookie. So I drink mine in the morning just because I like to get that nutrition in, but it's a really powerful tool for that afternoon slump and a way to handle that healthy. So I do have a coupon for anyone who wants to try it. And for anyone who wants to contact me and mention the podcast, I'll do a 15-minute, it can either be a quick call or just via email, just a quick assessment idea. You can tell me what you're struggling with. I can give you a couple of tips to try to combat it. And then I will do an online kind of 30-day transformation in January.
Oh, good. Those
yeah.
are,
So
guys,
for
Erin's are, as you've seen here, she's real life. Like, she's a real person. She's battling all the things. She enjoys a glass of wine on, you know, drinking coffee. Like, she's normal, which is why I trust you when I come to you with questions and help on all of this. So it's not, I always struggle when it's someone who I look at their life and I'm like, yeah, how nice for you. I look at Erin's life, I'm like, look, she's in the trenches like the rest of us, and is very good at breaking down and helping make smart, easy to implement, short wins. So if you're wanting, if a health journey is part of your 2022 plan, by all means, reach out and join her program. I've got all the links. I'll put them all here in the show notes of how to go find Erin, but you are the person I trust with any of my questions for me.
And then I can also do one-on-one virtual health coaching as well. So if you have some unique considerations or challenges, we can go through that, everything from how to read a label to a pantry clean out, to meal prep, to feeding kids, to stealth health tips to get more nutrition in your kids, to, you know, actual nutrition and fitness for you, the busy mom. So we can do that, but I always do like 2 or 3 kind of group online events a year, just to give people a way to check in and get back on track and have that level of accountability. But in the meantime, guys, drink water, easy, right? Don't skip your meals, bring a healthy side, add more veggies, sleep, move. What are we forgetting here? Slow down, pick the homemade over processed, and then ditch that all or nothing, right? And see if you can squeeze in a green drink.
Pick one of those things. Just pick one to say, I'm at least going to do that.
Yep. Yeah. So all super fast, really easy things to do, just creating a little more mindfulness around your holidays so that you can enjoy them fully and still feel good.
Oh, thank you so much, Erin. As always,
yeah, thanks for having me on.
Wealth of knowledge. And I know everybody is going to definitely go check out either the group, or if you're more of the, I like the private one-on-one, Erin is hands down the #1 go-to that I would send everybody to. So thank you for your time early in the morning today. I really appreciate it.
Thanks, Megan. Bye.